Okay, let's cut right to the chase. Your cloud is bleeding cash, a lot of it. And we're going to talk about how you can actually stop it. And look, we're not talking about a tiny little drip here. Think of it more like a fire hose. Your cloud has a leak, and I promise you, it is way bigger than you think. This isn't just some tech problem for your engineers to fix in the next sprint. No. This is a C-suite bottom line issue that's costing you money every single second. So how big is the problem? Well, this big. 30%. According to a 2024 report from Flexera, almost a third of all the money spent on the cloud is just wasted, gone. That is not a rounding error, folks. That's basically a hidden tax on every single thing you do. Think about what that means. For every 3 engineers you're paying for in the cloud, it's like one of them is just throwing money out the window. Now I know what you're probably thinking. We've got this handled. We do monthly cost reviews, right? Well, let's do a little autopsy on a dollar you just spent and see why those old best practices are actually failing you. Here's a real-world story for you. There was this CTO, a super disciplined guy at a Series B SaaS company. He was so proud of his team's monthly cost reviews. But then an AI agent scanned their system. You know how long it took? 14 minutes. And in those 14 minutes, it found $38,000 a month in idle GPU instances that nobody even knew were running. Those monthly reviews, they never, ever saw it. And that right there just perfectly captures the problem, doesn't it? A quarterly review is an autopsy. You're looking at what went wrong after the patient is already dead. The money's gone. What you really need is a pulse monitor, something that tells you what's happening right now. And you can see the difference laid out right here. The old way, the autopsy, it's what? Monthly, quarterly. The discovery of waste happens weeks, even months too late, and then you have to get a team to do manual forensics. The new way, the pulse monitor, it's on all the time. It finds problems in real time, we're talking minutes, and can take action automatically based on rules you set up. It's a complete shift from being reactive to proactive. So, what exactly is this pulse monitor? Well, it's a new way of thinking called Agentic FinOps. And please, don't think of this as just another dashboard your team has to log into. It's not passive, it's an active, automated system that works for you. So how does it actually work? It's pretty straightforward. You have these AI agents that are basically watching your cloud's data streams 24/7. When they spot something wasteful, like a server that's just sitting there doing nothing, they act on it, but only within the guardrails that you set up and approve. They'll shut down idle resources, flag things that look weird, and maybe the best part, every single thing they do is tracked, measured, and is totally reversible. You get all the control without all the manual work. Okay, I get it. This might sound like a huge, complicated thing to set up, but it's really not. Let's walk through a super simple, super low-risk way you can pilot this whole thing in just the next 30 days. We call it the P.A.C.E pilot, and it's just 4 steps. P is for pick. Pick just one cloud account to start with. Don't try to boil the entire ocean. A is for agent. You deploy an agent, but with really limited permissions, like read-only plus the ability to shut down idle stuff. C is for contain. You set clear spending rules and rollback plans so you're always in control. And E is for expand. After 30 days, you look at the hard numbers, the actual savings, and then you decide how to widen the scope. It's all about starting small, proving it works, and then scaling. And let's be really clear about this. This isn't some massive project that needs to go through 3 committees and get board approval. This is just operational common sense. You don't need a board meeting to agree to stop paying for servers nobody's using. And the results? Well, they pretty much speak for themselves. The early adopters are seeing waste reduction anywhere from 25 to a whopping 40% in the first 90 days. I mean, these aren't just numbers on a slide. That's real cash going right back to your bottom line, money you can actually use for innovation and growth. Look, this isn't some far-off futuristic trend. Adopting this kind of automated agent-based approach to your cloud finances, it's quickly becoming the new standard. The question isn't if your company's going to do this, it's really a question of when. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Gartner is projecting that by 2027, 60% of enterprises will be using AI-augmented FinOps. So if you're sticking with those manual autopsies, you're basically choosing to get left behind. And a huge chunk of this waste comes from something we call ghost resources. What's a ghost resource? It's any cloud asset, a server, a database, whatever, that is costing you money but giving you zero business value back. It's the ghost of a project that finished 6 months ago or from a developer who left the company. It's just haunting your cloud bill. So I'm going to leave you with a question to take back to your team. Think about it. What is the single biggest ghost resource your team has ever found just running unnoticed in your cloud? And more importantly, how much did that ghost cost you before you finally found it?